Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me because I know like my voice goes in and out, and then I also have my headset. And some of y'all were saying that I sound very robotic. I don't want to sound like the Robo Rabbit. Please tell me. Let me know in the chat. Make sure y'all can hear me. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Loud and clear. Spooky Fox said loud and clear. You can hear. All right. That's as long as y'all can hear me. Okay. As long as you guys can hear me. Angel, Nikki, thank you for becoming a member, love. Shout out to you, all the members and all the subs. Shout out to my mods who have been working really hard the last couple days moderating and making sure that the chat is a good, respectful chat. Thank you guys for doing that. And shout out to everybody. I also want to thank everybody that's been helpful, been messaging me, letting me know what's going on. Thank you for that. You see a slight echo? All right. You hear me fine, but you hear a echo? Okay. Well, hopefully it'll improve. So, we got to hit the ground running, right, with this situation. And I was thinking yesterday why this whole case has kind of it's taken a lot of us to kind of sit together, all especially in the YouTube community, the true crime community as well, and others depending on who's covering it. um we've all kind of sat there and just really try to ponder like what exactly happened, what can we make of it, and making sure that we're providing the latest information. I actually had the opportunity to watch Duty Ron last night with Mr. Ed Wallace, and I have a little clip of that. I'm definitely going to ask you guys to go subscribe so they can get to their 200K subs. They're almost close to 200K. It's always really cool when you hear former law enforcement talk about some of these cases because you really get it from the experts. And I just, somebody like Duty Ron and Mr. Ed Wallace, really are for victims. I mean, I have seen them go above and beyond in their streams to try to bring as much awareness as possible using the scope and the lens that they have. It's truly a blessing to know that, we have them on YouTube and we could just watch them break things down. And so I'm just totally, totally excited about that. So, did he hit his 200K? Well, shout out to that. Shout out to them. I mean, they've been working hard. You know what I'm saying? They've been working hard. So I want to start with that, and then I also want to start with Gray Hughes. Gray Hughes also did a very good. Y'all remember when we were looking at the Google Maps and that whole area, and I went to go see because Gray Hughes, if you guys have not followed him before, he did the what is it, the cameras, and he does a lot of the technical stuff, especially being former law enforcement as well. He did it for the Kylie Rodney case, and it helped a lot of us. Yes, and so he also did some of the Google and footage and stuff, and gave us some kind of really good coordinates. And we really, when we were reviewing it, we weren't that off, right? Like we were actually right on the money. Yes, he is listen, he's amazing. Y'all need to check him out. When you see former law enforcement doing this, doing the work, that's a skill set that not a lot of people have. So we gotta definitely give their flowers. So let me start there. I also want to start by saying something. I received a very disturbing message. Okay. And I was kind of contemplated, do I talk about this? Do I not? I'm not going to show the tweet or anything like that. But the message that I got was something to the effect of that the murders of Savannah, and Matthew were filmed and placed on the dark web, and that this was going around or whatever. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Apparently, this was a tweet. Apparently, it was reported to law enforcement that there is this video going around. Um, I hope that that's just a rumor. That I truly hope that that's what it is. That's what it's the rumor running right now. Everybody's talking about it. I got a message and I said, "What the hell?" That's what I heard, but nothing has been founded. Nothing to even suggest that. So I think we just need to kind of be mindful and careful of what is being put out there. But I thought I'd just let you guys know. Did you report it to it's been reported, articulate. I know it's been reported. For the love of God, I hope it's not true, and I hope yeah, whoever is doing it, it's just a rumor. So I got the message, and I said, well, what am I supposed to like? Yo, report it, and it's been reported. This specific tweet got to like 6.3K retweets, and it's been tagged, and we're just going to leave it at that. We don't know. For now, it's just a rumor. I don't think that that is the case, but there's been like everything else. There's always rumors and speculations of something. I don't think that that's the case here. I truly do not think that somebody. At least I hope that that is not the case. Okay, I truly hope. Um, I don't know if I believe that's truthful, says Chico. I know. Let's not feed the monster. This case has so many rumors flying around. The FB page alone is a chart of it. People have been saying different things. Yo, let me tell you the craziest thing, okay? And I'm not going to name names, but I also got an email. So somebody sent me a picture, and they're probably going to listen to this, and I'm just going to say this. Not every overweight person with a belly who drives a pickup truck in San Antonio, like I'm getting pictures of people's vehicles being parked in their driveways, Silverado, and God forbid that there's a big guy walking out of that house, because that would be like horrible. But I'm just letting you know how bad it is. Like, if y'all want to send me emails, send me emails. That's fine. But be mindful that not everything that you send me does that mean I'm gonna run with it. And that's what it is. Y'all just got to be careful. Just saying. They're all watching social media, so they already know what's being said. It's true. It's true. Very, very true. So those are the two things that I got that I wanted to start with. So apparently, um, yeah, the rumor is there, and then I got an email, somebody with a parked truck, black truck in someone's driveway with a license plate, and the person sent it to me and said, I've located the truck. I said, how do you locate the truck when we can't even see their plates on the screen, on the video? If law enforcement can figure this out, I mean, why are we like, going crazy over this? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them do what they do best. I did not watch this video up until today, but this is where the district attorney is being interviewed, and we get more confirmation about the fact that they were both shot in the head. Okay, I thought I would start right here, and then we'll go to Mr. Duty Ron, and then Mr. Gray Hughes real quick. Okay.
Now, a vigil in honor of Savannah Soto, a pregnant
Mm-hmm.
18-year-old reported missing Friday with her boyfriend, now confirmed shot in the head. The vigil for her and her unborn baby boy, Fabian.
Mm.
But just as that crowd was gathering at Kenwood Park today, another was gathering at police headquarters with dramatic new information into what really happened to Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra. Both found dead in her car on the Northwest Side on Tuesday. We have team coverage on what has become a national news story with Avery Everett from the Vigil. But we start with Daniela Ibarra. Daniela, the chief announcing that this is now a capital murder case. Do we have confirmation on how the couple
Mm.
died?
Well, Ursula, like you mentioned, the medical examiner did confirm that Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra, they both have gunshot wounds to the head.
So there you go. They both have gunshot wounds to the head, confirmed, right? And some of us already knew that, but we weren't sure about Savannah. Well, now we know that that is the case. Okay.
And so far, they've only determined a manner of death for Savannah as homicide. Now, detectives, they've been looking through a lot of evidence over the past couple of days. They've been looking at cell phone records, they've been looking at social media and surveillance video. In fact, they released one of those pieces of surveillance video to us just about an hour ago. I want you to look at your screen. You'll see two cars driving towards each other, a silver Kia and dark pickup truck. They stop and you'll see someone who police are calling a person of interest get out of that truck. The door of that silver Kia opens. Now, I want to point out that that Kia is the one that police say they found Savannah and Matthew dead.
And by the way, the reporter's the one having the issue with the sound. What is so interesting is when I was watching a little of Duty Ron, he was talking about, and Ed Wallace, they were talking about how easy it would be. Like, this is going to be an easy identifiable feature of this person of interest if they truly have this protruding, this belly, right, hanging over. It would be like something you can't get, you can't just hide. So keep that in mind.
In on Tuesday. The chief says this video was taken days before that gruesome discovery near where the bodies were found. The chief says detectives are doing everything they can to solve this case.
Clearly, it was a heinous act. It was unspeakable, the tragedy of it.
Want anyone with information to call them. That means if you know about who those persons of interest are, if you know who that truck belongs to, they want you to call homicide detectives, and they say you can remain anonymous. That number, it's 210-207-7674, and again, you can stay anonymous. We're live from SAPD headquarters. Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
So Mike said, yeah, unless the person loses weight. I mean, they're gonna have to lose weight real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like to make it that quickly out. Um, I don't know, like because to me that just looked very excess. Like the weight, the stomach is protruding over, right? And that's just a feature. That's something that was notable to a lot of us. We're like, what the hell? That doesn't mean that the person committed the crime. Maybe that person wasn't the person committing the crime, right? But it's definitely something to pay attention to, that we all notice and that we all determine a thing. Um, hold up. What is this? Whoa. Okay, this is at the scene of the crime. And so then people were looking at everybody, uh, colored trucks, big bellies. I mean, everybody's looking at everybody at this point, for sure. You're right, Rabbit. I'm just saying, like, that would be a hard thing to kind of cover up. I think we also have to remember that the police also know more. Absolutely, mountain prisons. I don't take that away. They do. They will never tell us to the full extent. Well, they want to protect privacy, their case. Um, their whole thing is finding what they need to find to bring justice to the situation, right? To the family, to the victims. Truly, truly. And there was a picture of a police investigation when the news first broke, and it did not look like the apartments in that picture. So much conflicting information out there, right, Kim? And this is why we have to be careful. Absolutely. He may not he may not done what was accessory to the crime. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we don't know to what it like It's a person of interest, but we don't know to what extent his role is. And one of the conversations here between Mr. Ed Wallace and Duty Ron that I appreciate, and I'm only playing a little portion of it, I appreciate the fact that they couldn't, like, they were talking about the same question that we had, time of death. Were they dead in the car already? I'm assuming so. Were they killed in the car? That was another theory. Were they killed outside of the car and then placed in the car? That's another theory because people said that there were shell casings found in the car. That's another, like, there's a lot of theories. So we're not too far off in our thinking strategy.
Okay. And then where did it go after it left there? Did it go directly to that other parking lot, which seems to be just around the corner from that?
And I didn't know this, but did you guys know that Mr. Ed Wallace was also, and let me drop his, hold up, because I forgot to do this. Let me do that right now. And then we'll go. You guys make sure you subscribe. I think he hit his 200K. Shout out to them. Okay. Hold up. This is the channel. Go subscribe to Mr. Duty Ron.
Much area of difference.
But did you guys know that Mr. Ed Wallace, I think, might have trained some of the, is it Bear? I was going to say Bexar, but it's not Bexar, it's Bear. Bear County, some of the forensic folks. That's what I heard. So right around the 18-minute mark.
Here, and it has 6 Lands & grooves to the right. So that means it's Smith & Wesson. Okay. So now we'll have a pretty good idea of what the make and model of the gun is that may have been used. Now, once we have that information and we couple that with possible gunshot residue, we go out and buy the same ammo that was used. We get the same gun from our gun library, and then we can do a series of test shots into hair or into fabric, depending on where the gunshot residue is found, and try to replicate the pattern that we see so we can get the angle and distance away from the entrance of the wound to figure how far away that gun was when it was discharged.
Yeah, so there's a lot of work to be done, and we see homicide. I have some footage here of homicide detectives and crime scene unit detectives looking over that vehicle where both these victims were found. And I hoped that people understand. Yes, we definitely realize there's 3 victims here. So, her unborn son is also a victim, and that's why this is a capital murder case. So again, we're not, I see some people in the chat, making a point of that. We're definitely well aware of that. And again, there's so much investigating to do, to backtrack, looking at the social media. But the car is going to be a treasure trove.
It's going to be crucial. The car is going to be crucial for a lot of different information. Okay, so I trained up many of the death investigators from Bexar County.
See, he trained some of those investigators. This is why I'm like, it is amazing to have former law enforcement on YouTube, because then we could really hear what is up there. As someone who lives near San Antonio, I can say that there are many obese people here. We have the best Mexican food. Also, it's pronounced bear. Thank you, Connie. Shout out to everybody from San Antonio. Yo, everybody from San Antonio. Yes, listen up. So this man knows how these people do their forensics.
The Sheriff's Office and the Forensic Science Training Institute, the medical legal death investigators. I trained them up when I was at the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner. They're great people. I know them very well. They're sharp. They're good investigators. I trained many of the crime scene people from San Antonio PD and from Bexar County Sheriff's Office Crime Scene Unit. So they know what to do. They have all the equipment. They're well trained and certified to do what needs to get done here. But that car is critical, because I'm looking at that car and I'm saying to myself, okay, he's found in the back seat behind the passenger. She's the passenger front seat. Did 2 people get into this car and take over this car? One driving it, one holding the male victim in the back at gunpoint, or whatever the case may be, and then they meet this other fellow in this parking lot. What's going on here? So that car will be picked up, brought back to a sterile forensic garage, and it will be taken apart piece by piece. DNA, hairs and fiber, latent fingerprints, gunshot residue, bloodstain pattern analysis, if appropriate.
So what if, see, and I was thinking this too. This is where when we first started talking about this case, we were like, well, what if they were killed in the car, or they were, so then the driver, all right, so if you go back to the footage of when they're driving, when the truck pickup meets the Kia and they're driving, does that mean that who was found in the front? Y'all remember that? Was it Matthew that was found in the front? Or was it Savannah that was found in the front? Because one was in the front, one was in the back. He just said it. So the person that was driving, were they driving with the victim in the car? Already deceased? Yeah. So was Savannah, thank you, Savannah. So, all right. So follow me here. All right. This is what I'm talking about. When we go here, let me see, I'm going to use Annie Elise's.
They're having some type of conversation.
Look at this. So the person that got off just drove with Savannah
And they
away?
leave.
Is that what they did? Hold up. Make it smaller. Yeah, so she had a car seat in her lap. So there was a person in the front driving. She had the car seat in her lap. I'm saying if she was dead around the time that they were driving this Kia and then the Kia was placed there, Savannah was sitting in the Kia with the car seat on her lap with the driver there and then Matthew in the back. Assuming that they were dead by the time the person had the Kia. Yeah, you can't really tell. And the windows are tinted, right? They were both dead inside the car. That's right. Mm. There's got to, and that's one thing I will give Mr. Dirty Ron and Ed Wallace is that it definitely sounds like it was more than one, at least two people in that truck. One person driving the Kia. Exactly. Interesting on how on the camera, right? Mm. You said the front passenger seat looks like it's down for you? Well, hold up. Let me see. I'm going to try to go to the original video real quick. Okay. Let's assume that they're already deceased. This is what my mind is saying, that they were already dead by the time that this happened. So the driver over here of the pickup gets handed a towel while Savannah is in the front seat bleeding, dead, assuming that this is when she was dead. We don't know. Get a towel. The towel is for the driver. Driver gets off a little bit, and then they decide to leave. Pickup truck leaves. Kia is then parked over in that direction. Weird, huh? I'm robotic on and off. Please let me know if I'm robotic because I'll have to refresh it. So you guys don't find it strange that the apartment manager's name is Savannah and then she's supposed to have her baby and the name of the apartment is Colimas at Medical? I don't even know what that means. I sound robotic? All right, let me refresh this real quick, okay? I don't sound robotic. How about now? Let me know. Hold up. I've been robotic. Let me know, y'all. Let me know. It's okay. Just give me a heads up and let me know that I'm robotic. Because then I just have to refresh it. Can you guys hear me now, though? Better. Okay, cool. The other angle shows more. Okay. Yeah, we got that comment though, Project Blue. Can you like maybe type a different comment because you're spamming at this point? Um, and they keep talking about that other video as well. The audio's good. Thank you, Melmac. Okay, cool. Thank you. They never sound robotic. Okay, I'm behind. Do we know whose car it is and where they were on their way to the hospital? They weren't on their way to the hospital. So the Kia belongs to Matthew, and the truck belongs to the person of interest that we know of. We don't know anything else but that. See, I doubt she was driving, he or she was driving around with a car seat in her lap. Oh, you mean Savannah? Killer put it there to put guy in the back seat while the car seat was there. All right, let's keep watching.
Search for the vehicle of the discharged shell casings if they can find them. Cartridge cases inside inside of the vehicle. Okay, so that's the vehicle, and then you're going to get tire wear impressions, and then you're going to try to capture data from the infotainment system, and then maybe any GPS there. You're going to have to then go outside of the car and try to find cell phone data for their cell phones. You know, these things are on all the time, and they're listening to us. Okay, and you know, if they stopped at any given place for a period of time that it registers, and you all should know this, like if you've gone out and you went to a restaurant and then you ate and then you left, and then a few minutes later after you got home or whatever the case may be, all of a sudden your phone says, hey, how did you like that particular restaurant? You know, it'll list the restaurant that you were just at.
Data.
So a lot of information is in here, and we got to get to the cell phone providers, okay, and track down that. In addition, we have security camera footage of this vehicle, the Kia and the suspect vehicle pickup truck in this parking lot.
Black
So
Chevy Silverado.
right. So now we're going to have to back reverse engineer, if you will, okay, and try to find all the security cameras along routes leading to that area and leading away from that area to try to track the two vehicles. Where did the Kia come from to get there? Okay, and then where did it go after it left there? Did it go directly to that other parking lot, which seems to be just around the corner from that parking lot? And
only one road for them to enter and exit. Y'all remember that? We saw that on the Google map. It was the Danny K Road. There's only one way to go in or out. If you're leaving that premise, you would need to go through Danny K, because we were watching that Google map part and there's no like other road over here that's not Danny K. In order for them to leave the area, it would have been through Danny K. That's it. Only one way and only one, exactly. We captured that like 2 days ago. We did. Oh, I know. And shout out to Mr. Duty Ron. Y'all go check out. I mean, he's already got a 200. We'll get him to 200 and 200 and 100K something, right? Y'all go subscribe over. But and what I'm saying is it's really, really cool to have former law enforcement be able to break like the forensics parts and everything that they do, because it's an asset. You know, it makes us think and it makes us kind of realistically realize, well, what can law enforcement get from the information that they have out there? Um, and the businesses around there. I thought the road exited at the end by the store also. Well, to enter the parking lot, and we could look at that again. To enter the parking lot, there was only one road. That's Danny K. We pulled that out. There was only one way in or out. There's other detours, but the main road to get out of there would have been Danny K. That's basically it.
And they were dead already.
Would a geofencing warrant come into play here in this case to look at the timelines between the 22nd and when they were found on the 26th? Because that would narrow down. Obviously, we know they're going to pull their cell phone data from their respective carriers, from her phone, from his phone, and from any of the family members and any of their contacts, if they can, subpoena those records. But their phones, if
Yeah.
they're on, they're going to be, as you said, sending all that data out.
Right.
So,
and you got to get that information. You got to figure out how long were they dead too. The time of death is going to be crucial here.
Do we know
were
that?
they dead?
Oh, okay. Do we know the time of death? That was the question that we had, and we asked that too. And I'm so glad that he went over that. Hold up, because I accidentally muted him.
they're going to be, as you said, sending all that data out.
Right.
So,
and you got to get that information. You got to figure out how long were they dead too. The time of death is going to be crucial here. Were they dead? Because they were missing for how many days?
Since the 22nd was the last time they were seen alive. She was supposed to show up on the 23rd, which is Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and they were found on Tuesday, the 26th, the day after Christmas.
So when did the actual homicides occur?
That's the question that we were asking, because the video at the press conference, remember, you got to pay attention to what they don't say at the press conference. The officer did not answer, the deputy or sheriff did not say when any of the crime occurred. The video doesn't have a timestamp. There's no date. There's nothing. Yes. So law enforcement said they were deceased 2 to 3 days, depends upon the environment though. Is it cold there? That's a great point, right? And they were in a car for 3 or 4 days? See, Anna Maria, and I'm just wondering about this. It says maybe there were 2 people in the Kia. Someone was in the back. The car seat was moved up front to make room for the other person. That, or Matthew was laying in the back. That was my question. Was there another person in that Kia? I don't know if there was. If Savannah was in the front, let's just assume this. This is what we don't know. We don't know if maybe they moved her to the front. Maybe she was always in the back. And then, once they got out of frame, they parked the car and they moved her to the front. We don't know. And then the car seat came in the front. Just some things to think about, right? That's what really got to me, is we really don't know. When they covered the crime scene, and this is what Mr. Ed Wallet says, I'm a little surprised that they didn't do one of those like tarps. You know how they have like the little like canopy tarps where they're able to like cover over versus just covering it with tarp on the car? That would have been a little bit different. But both windows were covered. There you go. Are you going to move? First of all, are you going to move anybody that's dead? Depending, I don't know. But you're talking about a dead pregnant woman's body with nobody to see in a parking lot? You're going to move her to the front? I have a feeling she was placed in the front and he was in the back. They put the car seat in front of her to make room for him in the back, and then they parked it and then they dipped. That's what I think happened. That's just my assumption, though. My assumption. Exactly. Dead weight is very hard to move around, right?
that's, yeah.
All right.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Thank you for leading me into that. The police chief, as we're going to hear in this next piece, he said that they were, the reporter asked them, how long were they in this parking lot here?
I love that Judy Ron pointed this out, because we were talking about this yesterday, and it was the last question that the reporter asked, and I came in here and I was like, there's something about that question, because the reporter then makes the comment, well, why didn't you look in the cars afterwards? Y'all remember? I felt like I was beating a dead horse, but I'm glad I'm not the only one, because Judy Ron pointed it out too. I said, ooh, wait a minute.
And he said 2 to 3 days, somewhere around that 3-day period. Now, was he going from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? No, that would be 4 days. So he said 3 days. And let's take a listen.
Is there a timestamp, a date and timestamp on that video
Nope.
encounter in that parking lot?
No, it doesn't show it. It doesn't show it. So we don't know when exactly that is. But let's just.
I wonder if that was, and I was thinking about that. Why not show a timestamp of death? No, not of death. I'm sorry, a timestamp on that video when it was captured. Why not show that? See, that got me thinking too. I said, why didn't law enforcement? Because you know how, like on the ring cameras, there's a way to show the time. You know, let me just play devil's advocate here, okay? They could have released it and said, person of interest, we're seeking information from the public on such and such day at this time. This man, this person of interest, wearing a white t-shirt fitting this description, was seen near talking to someone driving the Kia that belongs to Matthew. Why not put the time and date on it? They're not going to show their hand, but what does that have to do with the time and date? I'm just curious. It's truly just asking a question. That's Kim. We see each other. It's not like, I get that they're not going to show their hand. They're not going to tell us everything, but they did release that specific video to the public. People have been playing it over and over, cutting it down, speculating, inverting it, and then trying to figure out. Pay attention to what they don't tell you in a press conference. Why didn't they tell us the time and date of that video? Why? If it had any identifying information about a person, they could have redacted that time and date. Because now we're all speculating. Well, the last time she was seen alive was on this date. I think it was the 22nd or 23rd. The last time anybody had any conversation with her. You have these two former law enforcement professionals that can't even determine time and date. If I had a question for Mr. Duty Ron or Ed Wallace, would be, law enforcement released this video. Why not just put a time and date on it? That's my thought. That's all they're asking. True, that's all they're asking. Do you know these people? They're not asking what someone might have seen at a specific time or place. That's a good point. Good point. I'll give you that. But it's a question. That's all.
Play this piece. I think he mentions it quickly in a blurb here, but if he doesn't, I have the whole news conference that he did, the presser.
Tonight, new information in the capital murder case of a Leon Valley couple expecting their first child. Today, family gathered to remember the life of Savannah Soto and the son she planned on naming Fabian. We'll take you to the emotional vigil in just a moment. But as the vigil was getting started, police provided an update on their investigation. Tonight, new video.
The surveillance video shows a pickup driver approaching the silver Kia Optima, which McManus says is the same car Soto and Guerra were found in. The second person of interest then pops out of the Kia, followed by the pickup driver returning to his vehicle with something in hand.
What we believe right now, it was something to weight the side of the car down with.
The towel.
You know, we can't be 100% certain of that.
McManus emphasized this remains an ongoing capital murder investigation. The medical examiner confirmed Soto and Guerra were both shot in the head. Their deaths have been ruled homicides. The chief noted detectives are continuing to dig through social media and cell phone records for any leads into who may have killed this young couple.
You know, that big guy touched that door.
And the police need your help identifying the two people
that.
seen in that surveillance video. You can
Hold
remain
up.
anonymous to
Come
report
on,
a
come
tip.
on.
Advised to call 210-207-7635. I'm Zach Briggs, Kenston.
Tell where the vehicle was. Could you just explain a little bit on that?
Hold up.
He grabbed the pillar of the outside of that door when he pulled it
Yeah,
open.
the frame, the window frame of the door. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Hey, I wanted you to talk a little bit while I find that the enhanced video that I saved. A little bit about, you know, remember when we spoke about vehicles, we had conversations on many cases when you talked about the cabin air filter and taking apart, as you talked about earlier here, taking apart the whole interior of that vehicle. Can you just let the audience know, because I saw a couple of people say, what about the air filters? What about the air intakes? Can it tell where the vehicle was? Could you just explain a little bit on that, on how that goes?
Yeah, well, and unfortunately, there in this area, there's different, not much. What's the word I'm looking for? There's not much area of difference between where they live in San Antonio and Bexar County. Okay,
Mm.
you know, and so the air filters may not be as important, but it still, if we're crossing every I and dotting every T, you take the air filter from the engine and you take the cabin air filter, you package them up in paper, and you get it to the lab and have.
Mike, you don't have to take this car apart, right? Basically, that's what I'm hearing is that they're going to have to take this car apart to figure out exactly the forensics out of it.
About that guy, that big guy that got out of that car.
Yeah.
I can't on here figure out how to zoom it. Like at work, I'm able to actually pinch it and zoom.
Hold up. He said something about the big guy.
But that in particular, that passenger, the driver's side of that vehicle will yield a lot of information about that guy, that big guy that got out of that car.
Yeah.
I can't on here figure out how to zoom it. Like at work, I'm able to actually pinch it and zoom. On here, if somebody could tell me, maybe there's like a function on my Windows.
All right, so you got to be searching the cell phone towers now at this point, because they probably were communicating as to where to meet and all of this information. So we got to see what was active in this area. Now they pull up side by side here. The big guy's going to get out. I mean, this guy is huge. He should not be hard to find. Okay. He's touching the car.
I slowed it down, Ed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hold up. Dark Horse says, I believe the truck was stolen. You know what some people do? Some people will switch. I've seen this done before. You know how some people will switch plates? So, like, say you have a car, right? And you switch the plates over to the truck as a detractor. But I never thought about that. What if the truck was stolen? Mm-hmm. So, even if somebody were to enhance the image of the plates, I don't know how, because of the way in which the plates are, the truck could have stolen plates. They didn't even say that. Dark Horse, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, no, not that they wouldn't know that. I'm saying is that say that this is why they didn't even like they released this and didn't really give a whole lot of detail. But I never really thought about that. Then ditched it in the water? I'm kind of curious. The truck does look like it has some plates. You can't see them from here. You said even stealing plates from a similar truck to not cause attention. Could be. I just never really thought about that though. You can see them, says Beans. Okay. What about the phones? That's a good point. My understanding is that his phone was gone. So if his phone was gone, what can you like? It's probably at the bottom. They probably threw it, got rid of it, and whatnot. At this point, I want to go a little bit over here, and this is Mr. Gray Hughes. Let me drop his channel. Hold up, 2 hours and 11 minutes, because he kind of confirmed the location that we were looking at too. Hold up, I didn't want to lose my spot. It was at 2 hours and 11-minute mark. He pulls up that like maps area, which is.
It took me a little bit of time.
Let me show you guys. This is his link, so you guys can go check him out. This is Gray Hughes. This is his channel. Okay, make sure you guys go sub up and show some support. So that is the same images that we were showing here 2 days ago. Okay.
Because I was trying to figure out where the vehicle came in this shot right here.
There you
This
go.
one. Let me go back to here. So it's right when it stops, right
He enhances the video
there.
a little
But
bit
let's go, if
better.
you go back, look at how the car turns into the area. You see that? How it takes
And
a
he has a
right turn,
signal.
comes in, which is strange. Like I said earlier, it's weird that they're coming in different directions. Normally in a situation, two cars follow each other, do some transferring or whatever.
Mhm.
You might have done it on purpose so that the driver's side goes straight to driver's side. You're not walking around. I mean, I don't know. But if you look at this image right here, and I just want you to be able to see this clearly here. So right here, there's a, looks like
The meter.
electrical meters. And you
Remember?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's this parking line here, and it actually goes, you know, it drops down, so it's further away than it looks right there. So it comes in about right, like past this thing. So if
We couldn't even see that in the Google Maps picture that we pulled. Remember, I was telling you, I was like, I can't see the meter on the Google Maps.
you're looking from above, you'll see it. So before we move on to the next segment here,
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
how he
zoom
pulled
in
it.
on that
Look
little
at this.
thing, whatever that is with the meters, and you can see the meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He got the meters. He got the meters on that image. I know we were, listen, Google couldn't do it for us when we were looking for these stupid meters. Hold on. Kim says, I don't think the meters were in Google Maps. Yeah, those could be new. They look new. I didn't listen. We pulled the Google Maps, Kim. I was just like, he got the meters. I said, if somebody can identify the meters, and then somebody left a comment and said, Rabbit, you got to go to Gray Hughes because he's got the meters there. So then that would kind of give us an idea of location, right?
It's a really shitty model, but that's where it is. Now look at that line there. It comes in after, just on the other side of it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the key though here is right here. So watch this. See this right here?
Snap.
That little blob of whiteness. This is how crazy, I've done this before in many cases to figure out locations. And these patterns stay on the streets for years. So you got this little white part here and
Wow.
this. See that little angle right there? Let's go back to the video here. And it's right here. See that? There is the little
There it
white
is.
blob and then an angle going this way. Now look at this black dot right here.
It's like an
See
oil
this one?
stain.
Black dot. And there's a black dot here, right there. So let's take a look at the Google Earth again. There's the black dot right here. And there's the black dot right there. Now there's this huge portion of sort of white area here, right in that area. And we go back to the video.
That he's good.
And that's right here. See that?
Look at that.
I mean, it's crazy. So that is 100% the right spot. And now we can look over here and see this tree overhanging right there. Yeah, obviously it's an oil. But anyways, right here, here's
There's the tree. He's just
tree
matching up.
overhanging. And then they seem to stop outside of the tree hanging over. So if you go up in the air right there, and here's the tree, and they're outside of it. So I think it's right there that vehicle is. So now we know
That's
that the
amazing.
key is coming in this direction, and it drives around, and then likely it just parks right here because this is where the vehicle was found with the bodies in it. So hopefully,
So Vic, so was it a church? I don't know, girl. I mean, Gray didn't call it a church. It's just a residence, and you would think. I think it's just a house. It's in a cul-de-sac. There's a lot of cars parked there. But y'all, people were arguing in the comments. They're like, "No, Rabbit, it's a church. Look at the cross." I said, "But it's like Christmas in San Antonio area. Everybody's gonna have all kinds of crosses and whatnot." Yeah, I didn't say church. I saw crosses to say. Yo, but seriously, like leave it to Gray Hughes that matched up everything. We were right on the money too. So congratulations to us for that too.
that might make people think differently if you think that it's not the same time,
Hmm.
because it's very, 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 very likely that right after that video was shot, that vehicle was deposited right there.
Right
and
there.
The truck likely drove out and, got the hell out of there right after.
See, there in gray just shows it right here. Hold up. There's only one exit road out. That's it.
You think that it's not the same time because it's very, 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 very likely that right after that video was shot, that vehicle was deposited right there, and the truck likely drove out and, got the
There it
hell
is.
out of there right after that. And then what this person did, I don't know. They get out of the car and walk individually out here and then get picked up right there.
That was the question that we asked yesterday too. What happened right there? Because if the Silverado, or not the Silverado, I don't want to call it a Silverado, I'm going to say a truck. If the truck with the big guy left, he got out of there. Did he wait for them to just walk out, or did he meet with another truck? That was the question that we had yesterday as well. And that's a long walk if you look at it. Hashtag, that's right, crafty kid. Hashtag, the people have questions. That's where we're at. The people have questions. Hold up. Let me see something real quick because there's something else I wanted to check out. Does anybody remember what the address was again? It was like 50 something Danny K, 5900 Danny K. Yes, 5900 Danny K Drive or something like that. No, let's see. Maps. See if I can pull it. Okay, hold up. I found it. Colima's apartment. And hold up. Let's see if I can get to my side of the screen here. All right. I'm going to try to show you guys. Rue Burgundy Road, Danny K, cul-de-sac right over here. Here it is. There's a convenience store right out there too. You thought it was 5944? Is it 5944 or 5903? 5903? Okay. Let me put 5903. Here we go. 5903, and let me drop a little bit. On the street view, here we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Hold up, y'all. Let me share with this one. Yeah, it's 5903. Found behind Food Mark Rabbit. Found behind. Is there like a convenience store there? You said there was 3 ways to get into the complex. To that parking area. The killers avoided the convenience store because of the cameras. Okay, so there's Danny K right here. This road right over here is Danny K, right? Burgundy Road. See, there's a convenience store right there. I wonder if they check surveillance of anybody coming and going around the time that happened. And let me get out of camera real quick and remove that comment. All right, so then this is where Gray Hughes did this little camera stuff, which is awesome, amazing, because we were right on the money as far as that location right there. So the car was left, what, somewhere over here in the parking area? Somebody had to have picked this person up when they left the Kia there. Somebody. A baby is placed in a car seat in the front seat I think seat was in back. Matthew was found laid out in the back seat. Block over. Okay. The red is the store. Yes, ma'am or sir. Hold up. That is the convenience store. Let me get this comment down real quick. There's your convenience store right over here. But there's only one road in and out of the complex, and that's the Danny K Drive. That's it. Only one way to go. So somebody picked them up. You said behind the store, please read. What do you mean, Linda? I'm reading some of your guys' comments. But you have to pass in front of the store in order to exit. Right. So if he or she left the car, who picked them up? Somebody picked them up. Somebody did. It looks like an exit to the convenience store. There's two exits. So you have one. So see, when the I keep calling it Silverado, but when the truck was here and the car was here, so the truck exited out somewhere out here. Okay, exiting. Look at there's some bushes over here. They can go through here as well. But no matter what, it's going to take you to Danny K Drive. That's the only entry point. So the person that had the Kia left the Kia and either walked or went to somebody's house in this area or hid out there or got out through there or waited. But they also had to have left through Danny K as well. You can easily get placed when you're on foot. So I'm just kind of curious about that. I think it's a two-way street. If you go left, past the convenience store. If you go right, you pass the neighborhood. If I remember correctly, I think you're right. Okay, you're going to email me a link? All right, hold up, y'all. I should get my email. Oh, go and open. There's probably a lot of emails in there now. Okay. So I wanted to show that. Let me go back here to see what Mr. Grayhughes says as well. Hold up, y'all. All right, hold up.
By the pickup truck. I mean, let's see. So let's see what it looks like right here.
There's a convenience store right
down
there.
To the right. Oh,
see?
Shit, yeah. I mean, that's simple. Okay, I'm just saying. Look how easy this is. So I'm going to go down here really quick. And let's just go up in the air and do this completely, like, rationally kind of look at it. Okay, I'm going to go back out. Here is the... Okay, right there is where the pickup truck went. So if you're just going to get out of there, you're going to go like this and out right there, right? It's also possible that when they got here, they turned left and waited right here.
That's right.
For
somebody
person to come, who dropped the car off here just to walk this way. And what a great place that is right there. I think I'm going to go with that. That right here, you got this little sort of hidden behind hedges a little bit. The truck's tall and everything, but it's dark and you've got the trees here. And they come around the pickup truck and they wait right there and wait for the person who just dropped off the vehicle up here to walk down in this quiet back parking area, come out right here, and they could even have just walked right over here, got into the truck, they get out, and they drive away.
Yep.
Doesn't that sound really rational? Just look.
That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know if they would have camera. Do y'all think that they would have cameras behind the store? Let me know.
Looking at how that went. What do you think of that one? There's a camera on that store. What store?
That's right. No time.
Yeah. See, just saying that store doesn't help anybody. You got to be more
specific.
Yeah, okay. All right, everybody, hit the like button right now. There's no.
All right, let me stop right there. And again, you guys make sure you check out Gray Hughes Investigates because he does a pretty thorough review of that. Okay. I don't know if. Hold up. Somebody said I was wondering if the convenience store had cameras outside and possibly saw this truck drive multiple times during the time of the crime. That would be a great question. Is how many times was there any suspicious activity around that time? Any other cameras? For all we know, maybe there's a convenience store camera and we just don't even know about it. A lot of them have them because of the trash dumpster. Police got camera footage from the store. They did. I haven't seen it if they did. Police do say that killers always return to the scene of the crime. I think they went to an apartment in that complex after and had them stay there so they can report what's happening. Hold up. The front store must be on Danny Kane. That's what I'm thinking too. If I was the owner of the store, I would want cameras all around. Right. I mean, you would think. You would at least that's what I would recommend. So you did see an okay, somebody says in the chat that they saw Leanne says, I saw a small interview with the convenience store guy. No cameras outside. Law enforcement asked that question. Are they working though? I mean, sometimes people just have cameras to have them. And here's my question. Was the convenience store open? Like, was it, we don't know the time frame of the crime, right? We don't know if it happened there. Was it busy around the time that the car was dropped off? That's another one. Do we know any of that? The only people that really know time, as Duty Ron was saying, and we all kind of pointed that out, would be law enforcement at this point. There is no time frame in that footage. No timestamp, no date. Curious. The car was parked in that lot. The murderer knew that lot. How they not know the parking lot because it's random to connect. Well, and then the family gets a call. They get tipped off about the location, right? Hold up. Let me go to the Facebook group real quick. Isn't that how it happened? And they tell them where it's at? Hold up. See if I can show this to y'all. The family gets tipped. True? Right, Lady BB? Family gets tipped. And who tipped off the family? That's suspect to me. They didn't tip off law enforcement. They tipped off the family. That's who they told. They didn't, use a burner phone to call 911. No, they let the family know. Am I breaking up again? Oh, Lord. Yeah. It's weird, huh? You said the voice is robotic? All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know. I hope they're looking into that as well. No cameras either. And who knew to contact the family unless it's somebody that knows somebody, right? Unless, of course, they were close to the situation. I'm not saying the family's involved. I'm saying whoever tipped him, who tipped off, knew who to reach out to pay attention. They knew exactly who to reach out to. Hold up. I didn't get your email, love. Where did you send your email to? Hold up. This is my email. You can reach out to me here. This is where I check emails from everybody. You said a search team found the car and told family? Did you get my email? I haven't got your email, love. This is the email. I just removed it, but that's the email, so you can check it out. You said not the same spot? Okay. They wanted the family to find them. That's a good question. Was the car unlocked? Was it locked? It is a heartbreaking case. Petty's like, I blame Xenu for the robot. Oh, Lord. No. That's what I thought too, Amber. Thank you, Angie. That's what I heard. It's a lot more questions than answers, no? Like, let's just be real. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, the Facebook group is like lit. I don't know. This is where they say they saw the crosses and stuff. Okay, this is interesting. Let me point something out. Somebody pointed this out. Now, this kid is not handcuffed. I don't know this child or young adult, but apparently he was also spotted in that other video, that the Ring camera video. He's not cuffed, but he was spotted on that video, and people are saying something about trying to come to terms with that Ring door camera where the guy said Savannah's name. I don't know. And let me see. Did you email me? Because I don't have an email from you. You said the car was unlocked. A neighbor walked her dog, saw a cat for days, and thought plates was different. Then the dog alerted to the car and smelled death, called police and family. Janine, but I heard that it was through a Facebook. I heard it in the news too. Yes, that's true, Sue. Yeah, this is why we have to be careful. That's my understanding, is that they were tipped off through the Facebook. I don't know, Harley. That's exactly what I heard. We can go back. Hold up. And I have this. Uh-oh. As you can see, it's been sitting there.
Homicide in Leon Valley.
He says how things planned out.
I think most of you all have or all of you probably have the background on this case. I'll go over it again anyway, briefly. Because this is an open investigation, I'm not going to answer questions unless it's to confirm something I've just said, but I'm not going to answer questions that may get into the details of the investigation. So first of all, I want to extend condolences to the families of both Savannah and Matthew. I also want to reassure them that detectives are doing everything that they can do to solve this case. Savannah Soto and 22-year-old Matthew Guerra were reported missing by Leon Valley on 12/23/23. A clear alert was issued for Savannah by DPS because it met the criteria for a clear alert to be issued. CLEAR stands for the state's Coordinated Law Enforcement Adult Rescue Alert Program. Families of both victims reached out to SAPD on the 23rd to make a police report, but we had learned that Leon Valley had already taken a missing person report. Savannah and Matthew resided in Leon Valley, in Leon Valley's jurisdiction, and were last seen in Leon Valley. Therefore, Leon Valley was the reporting jurisdiction.
All right, come on, hurry up.
Did document details provided by the family members under an SAPD information report. On the 26th at about 4 o'clock, SAPD was called to assist Leon Valley PD at 5903 Danny K. Leon Valley was requesting assistance. Families of both victims were at the location and reported Leon Valley PD that earlier in the day.
Family of both victims were at the location before the police arrived there. Train Monkey, thank you for the $5. I got your email, but I don't play that's his channel because he does strike, and I'm good. I don't want any problems. But thank you, love. I hear what you're saying, though. The family arrived at the scene before law enforcement. This is right. So, yeah, the family was contacted. They were tipped off. It wasn't a person walking a dog or anything. It wasn't like that. That's wrong. He says it in the press conference. That's why I was like, I don't think that's how it happened. The family was on location and then they arrived. This is why there were people allegedly. I mean, I'm going to be very careful how I say this, but family was already taking pictures of the things that happened. No worries, Reap. Thank you so much for emailing me. So just kind of being mindful of what you're. I didn't hear anything about anybody walking a dog and smelling death. I just want to make sure we're aware of that.
They received information that the missing gray Kia Optima was at the Danny K address.
The family received information that the gray Kia Optima was at the Danny K address. The family went down there and met with law enforcement. The family got to the scene before law enforcement. That's right, Callie. It wasn't anybody walking a dog or anything. Let's kill that right there.
They discovered two people in the Kia. EMS was called to the scene, and they pronounced both victims at the scene.
That's what happened.
It appeared that the vehicle had been located at that location for several days. The medical examiner had identified 22-year-old Matthew.
Yeah, I heard that this is interesting, and says Mel showed the video with the lady. There could have been a lady there walking a dog, but the family got there before anybody. So I mean, it makes a difference in terms of like the narrative and whatnot. But thank you. You said the family was tipped off by the lady walking the dog. He said it was tipped off by social media, Kim. We can go back. Hold up. And thank you, P. Lola's mama. Or P. Lola's mom. Hold up.
EMS was called to the scene, and they pronounced both that earlier in the day, they received information that the missing at 5903
Here we go.
Danny K. Leon Valley was requesting assistance. Families of both victims were at the location and reported Leon Valley PD that earlier in the day, they received information that the missing gray Kia Optima was at the Danny K address.
So the lady with the dog, see, you said the lady with the dog contacted them on social media, but didn't contact the police first? I don't know. Yeah, they were tipped off by a neighbor through social media, and yes, family got there first. So the lady with the dog called the family before calling 911. Yeah, how would the lady knew the family who to contact? See, it's a little weird. Lord have mercy. Now y'all say there's a maintenance man too?
When police arrived, they discovered two people in the Kia. EMS was called to the scene, and they pronounced both victims at the scene. It appeared that the vehicle had been located at that location for several days. The medical examiner had identified 22-year-old Matthew as one of the deceased victims in the vehicle, and he died from a gunshot wound to the head. The manner of that death is still pending.
Gotcha. So Janine says, we don't know that. She knew to contact through the group page, Rabbit. Okay, maybe that's what she did. And then, okay, so say that the lady tipped off The family could be. So it wasn't anybody related to the people that committed the crime. All right. So then the lady tipped off the family, and then the family went to the scene of the crime, and then they called 911. Got it. That would make sense too. I mean, it could make sense. You know, were they in the car? Sad. Thank you for the 199 mythical. Um, the whole situation is just off. It's definitely crazy, but I mean, I'm glad that she contacted somebody. Why would someone put on social media about them being in a car? She'd call cops. Surely, I don't know. Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna default to what law enforcement says. After that, it's just hearsay. I would agree with you. We'll see what happens and what comes out of the investigation. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Make sure you guys check out Duty Ron, and then make sure you check out Gray Hughes and their breakdown if you like kind of like that forensic perspective, because they can give it to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, hopefully, if we get some breaking news, maybe an arrest, pray for this family. I really hope that there's an arrest. Truly, I hope that there's an arrest, and that there's some updates, and maybe that's the next time we go live when we talk about an arrest and there be justice, because this is just all in all a sad situation. I want to thank everybody that was here. Thank you so much for your support. If I missed something, shoot me an email. Again, I'm on that email. Did I share it with you guys? I did, right here. Shoot me an email. Let me know what I missed. If there's something more that you want me to look at, just please be careful with the information that you share. Not everybody that drives a pickup truck and has a big stomach is the killer. All right, let's just keep that in mind. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great one. Rabbits out.